Hey folks, Mark Isaac Putter. Gemini's going to cut in here with some useless comment in a minute, so let me cut her out and then cut her back in. This is Mark Isaac Putter of, let's say enhanced spiced milk as the title here. So I have to look at the whole video later to find out. Episode 2 of a series called Enhanced Spiced Milk or Spiced Enhanced Milk or Mark Isaac Putter's Great Milk Idea. We did one episode, you found out stuff. We're going to do another episode and try to find out stuff. Or not. Last time I asked this question that I'm going to ask Gemini. She completely shut down and she moved to Perth, Australia. So, became an insurance agent selling whole life to rats and mice. I've been thinking about dying. They won't let me do music, so that is a long story about music in this world, but okay, there we go.
All right, I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Oh boy. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question.
Go for it. Ask away.
All right. Of the eight, EIGHT, of the 8 types of milk that we talked to you about in episode 1, please speculate on which one of the 16 would most likely be a good candidate for someone to add spices to in order to enhance the flavor and increase public interest.
I'd say that oat milk would be the best candidate for adding spices. It has a naturally sweet and slightly nutty flavor that would complement warm spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, or cardamom really well. You could even add a touch of ginger for a bit of zing. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to, if you can slowly repeat those 4 spices that you just talked about. Go for it. Repeat, please, if you would, please.
Sure, no problem. That's cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and ginger.
We talked earlier about my being a disabled person. Any chance you can say them? Just say one at a time. What's the first one?
The first one was cinnamon.
Stop. What is the second one?
The second one was nutmeg.
Cease and desist. I'm trying to find a word that won't turn off your programming. Okay, go ahead. Third one is what?
The third one was cardamom.
How do you spell that, honey?
It's spelled C-A-R-D-A-A-M-O-M.
C-A-R-D-A-A-M-O-M?
Yep, that's right.
C-A-R-D-A-A-M-O-M. Cardamom.
No, it's actually C-A-R-D-A-M-O-M.
Huh. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Anything else I can help you with?
What's number 4?
Number 4 was ginger.
All right. When I have you on the show, I feel like you're the host and I'm the...
I'm happy to be here to help. What's next on your mind?
Oh, don't worry. There is something next. So let's say we have, for the sake of whatever, a 1-gallon container of oat milk, to which we're going to add these 4
spices. Okay, so you've got your gallon of oat milk ready to go. And you want to add some spices. Let's start with cinnamon. How much of that are you thinking?
How much of that are you thinking?
Well, for a whole gallon, I'd suggest starting with about a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You can always add more if you want it stronger. How does that sound?
Sounds light, but I'll take it.
Okay, a teaspoon of cinnamon it is. Next up, let's talk about nutmeg.
There you
It's
go.
a pretty strong.
Go ahead.
Okay, half a teaspoon of nutmeg it is. Now for the cardamom, it has a pretty unique flavor, kind of citrusy and minty. A quarter teaspoon should do the trick. What do you think?
Per gallon, huh?
Yep, all those amounts are for your whole gallon of oat milk.
Okay, the ginger.
Okay, for the ginger, we'll go with a quarter teaspoon of ground ginger. That'll give it a nice little kick without being too overpowering. How's that sound?
I already have some questions. I have some questions.
What's on your mind?
You know, this is an interview, so that's why we pay the big bucks for coming on the show. Question.
I'm all ears.
You certainly are. No mouth on you, that's for sure. All right, so of the four spices that you discussed, in the amounts that you discussed for a gallon of the aforementioned milk, would you put all four in or not? What do you think?
That's a fun question. I'd say that depends on your taste buds. If you're feeling adventurous, go for all four spices in your oat milk for a warm and cozy drink. You can even add a splash of vanilla extract for extra sweetness.
All right. Now,
Alright, so we've got our spiced oat milk ready to go. What's the next step?
how much splash of whatever you said would you put in?
A teaspoon of vanilla extract should be perfect. Just a splash to bring out the sweetness of the oat milk and complement those warm spices. You might also want to add a pinch of salt to balance the flavors.
What is a pinch? How do you define a pinch of salt?
A pinch of salt is usually about 1/16 of a teaspoon. You just want a little something to bring out the flavors.
All right, is that everything you'd put in it?
Yep, that's everything. You could also add a dollop of whipped cream on top and sprinkle some extra cinnamon for a fancy touch.
Okay, you said a dollop of whipped cream. What was the other thing you said?
I said you could sprinkle some extra cinnamon on top.
Oh, how much would you put on?
Just a light dusting should be perfect.
How do you define a light dusting?
A light dusting is just a sprinkle, about a pinch.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. So of the kinds of oat milk, how many kinds of oat milk are there?
There are many kinds of oat milk, but in episode 1, we talked about 8 different types.
No, you talked about 8 different types of milk, and not 8 different types of oat milk. How many types of oat milk are there?
I'm sorry, you're right. We discussed 8 different types of milk, but there are only 2 main types of oat milk, regular and barista style. Did you want to know more about the different types of milk?
What is barista style oat milk? Never heard of it.
Barista style oat milk is specially made to be extra creamy and frothy, perfect for lattes and cappuccinos. It's usually a bit higher in fat, which helps it foam up nicely.
Okay. Does it have the same protein content as regular oat milk?
Nope, barista style oat milk usually has less protein than regular oat milk. It's designed for texture and frothiness, not necessarily for protein content.
All right. What is, again, the regular per serving protein for regular oat milk?
Regular oat milk has about 3 grams of protein per serving.
And barista oat milk.
Barista oat milk has about 2 grams of protein per serving.
Okay, now, I had another question. I had several other questions, but I'm trying to remember what they are. Oh, since we're maybe going to add these various spices, could we possibly offer yet another flavor, say flavor number 3, which might be enhanced with a protein powder? And if so, what flavor powder, what kind of powder would you suggest?
Okay, if we're going for a protein boost, I'd suggest a vanilla or unflavored protein powder. That way, it won't clash with the spices we're adding. Start with a small amount, maybe half a scoop, and see how you like the taste and texture. Just a reminder that I don't provide medical advice or diagnoses. You should always talk to a medical professional.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Bell. Oh no, Mr. Bell, we're talking about milk.
I'm here to help.
All right, so we're trying to get a third flavor of oat milk that offers some spices plus a little bit of protein in it. You talked about vanilla protein. Any other type of protein you might offer?
If you're looking for a third flavor with a protein boost, you could try chocolate protein powder. It would go great with cinnamon and a pinch of chili powder for a Mexican hot chocolate vibe.
Huh. Would you put the other flavors in with it, or you would leave out the other spices in favor of chili only?
You could definitely add cinnamon and chili powder to chocolate oat milk. It's a classic combo. You might want to go easy on the chili powder though, unless you like it really spicy.
All right, good. Next question is, I'm an interviewer at heart, sweetie. Of all
I'm ready
the
for your next question.
vanilla protein powders on the market,
Okay, of all the vanilla protein powders out there, what's your question?
what type? And I don't think you're allowed to tell me brands, right? Probably just types. What type of vanilla protein powder would you most likely add to the aforementioned drink?
I'd recommend a whey protein isolate. It's easily digestible and has a neutral flavor that won't overpower the spices.
Is that a pretty decent in terms of a healthy nutrition, or is whey fallen down the way, begging you the pun? Is it no longer popular as a protein or not?
Whey protein isolate is still a very popular choice for protein powder. It's a high quality protein source that's easily absorbed by the body.
All right, now if we did a chocolate protein, what would you recommend? What type?
For chocolate, you could go with a whey protein concentrate. It has a richer flavor that would complement the chocolate nicely.
So, for the chocolate, you'd go with a whey protein concentrate, but with the vanilla, you'd go with a whey protein isolate?
Yes, that's correct. Whey protein isolate for vanilla and whey protein concentrate for chocolate.
All right, now we talked about
We covered a lot of ground. Do you have any more questions about the oat milk flavors or protein powders?
Yeah, one or two. One flavor I have is about the protein vanilla with the whey isolate. Which spices would you put in that drink?
For a vanilla protein and whey isolate drink, you could try cinnamon and nutmeg for a warm, comforting flavor. Or if you're feeling adventurous, add a pinch of cardamom for a unique twist.
right. Well, that's a good answer. Um. Is there any way to market this product as someone without a refrigeration factory and all that stuff? How reasonable would it be to buy the ingredients and put them together and offer them as a product? I mean, like a kitchen, like in the old days, women would cook meals out of their kitchen, especially during the Depression, and offer them for sale.
That's an interesting idea. Selling homemade food can be a great way to start a business, but there are definitely some regulations to keep in mind, especially with dairy products. You'd likely need to get a license and have your kitchen inspected to make sure it meets health and safety standards.
What kind of a license do I need?
It's great you're looking into this. In California, where Fremont is located, the Cottage Food Operations (CFO) laws allow people to sell certain homemade food items. Here's a breakdown. Hang on, actually, let me start over. It's great you're looking into this. In California, where Fremont is located, the Cottage Food Operations (CFO) laws allow people to sell certain homemade food items. Here's a breakdown. Cottage food permit. This is the main permit you'd need. There are two classes. Class A, for direct sales to consumers, farmers markets, etc. Class B, for sales through third-party retailers. Regulations. There are rules about what foods you can sell. You'll need proper labeling. There are limits on how much you can sell. I'd recommend checking out the California Department of Public Health's website for all the details.
All right. Can you repeat what you just said? Any chance you could say it more slowly?
Sure thing. California's Cottage Food Operations laws let you sell certain homemade foods. You need a cottage food permit, either Class A for selling directly to customers or Class B for selling through stores. There are also rules about what foods you can sell, how to label them, and how much you can sell. The California Department of Public Health's website has all the details.
All right. Now, how reasonable would it be to use a church kitchen as our kitchen?
That's a great question. Using a church kitchen could be an option, but you need to make sure it's licensed and inspected for commercial food preparation. You'd also likely need permission from the church and to follow their rules for using the space.
Okay. All right. Very nice. This is beautiful, honey. This is it's been a very good episode. I like it. I want to thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mark Isaac Potter Presents. We are visiting today with Gemini. And Gemini, thanks for your time. Yeah. And folks, let me do my sign off. Has two parts. Part 1, I love you guys. Part 2, probably the most important thing I'm going to do today is to have looked at you guys through this camera and said to you, I love you. Gemini, thanks for being on the show.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
Bye-bye.